Hello, everybody. Welcome. Get started here in just a moment, okay? So excited tonight. We are almost to the book. And why is my microphone not on? Oh, it is. Why can't I hear? Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, having some technical difficulties. Cannot hear. Hello. Okay, there we go. Ooh, my hair was in the way. My hair was in the way. Now I can hear. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Wildberry Candy Co. with CJ Berry. Um, Place of strength and kindness and authenticity and a curiosity for the metaphysical and the conscious world. So we're getting ready to get started. If you can, please share, please like, please follow. We have a wonderful group in here, and I love to make sure that everybody gets to follow each other as well. So we are live on both YouTube and on TikTok. I would like to know, oh, look at that. What's going on? How many people would like to see live on other social media platforms as well? I'm working on that. So hopefully we can be live on YouTube and Facebook, and we're going to do them all at the same time. That would just be so exciting. So welcome, everybody. Today I'm going to start out by talking about my book because I'm so excited. It's almost here. My new book, In Dreams the Soul Cries, A River of Tears, is, I'm going to say it several times so you guys all get to hear it, is going to be available July 7th. So make sure you stay tuned, look for it. It's coming out. This is my personal journey through the dark night of the soul. In a review recently, I was told that you should list it under horror. And I was like, yep, it's my own journey. I made it through it. And the answer was yes, but your readers need to know what they are getting. So In Dreams the Soul Cries, A River of Tears will be available on July 7th. It is available for pre-order now if you go to my bio, and you can see it in there. So have you ever wanted to write? That is an interesting topic. I always wanted to write my whole life, and I had no idea what this would lead to. And I'm so excited about all of it. Sometimes I'm just exhausted and sometimes I'm tired, but you've got to keep going. That's what life is about. And it's beautiful. So welcome to this beautiful journey of mine. I'm very excited about it. So In Dreams the Soul Cries, A River of Tears. The other thing is that right now available on Kindle is the prelude to this book, which is In Dreams the Soul Cries, Seeds of Tears. And it is more my younger stories, my younger journey through nightmares and life, and learning to heal the past as I reach forward to the future. So it's a beautiful concept. If you ever wanted to go on that journey of self-healing, know that it comes at a terrible cost, and it comes at an amazing, amazing gift. So here we have it, In Dreams the Soul Cries, A River of Tears, Seeds of Darkness. I'm so excited about that. So the next thing I'd like to talk about is my beautiful bookmark here. Do you see this? It's a feather, just like my feathers, and feathers everywhere. Feathers everywhere. It's a thing for me and my daughters are feathers. So feathers here, it's a feather here, and then a solar system because the universe, we are the universe, and the universe is us, and we're all intertwined. And it's a beautiful concept when we realize how connected we are to everybody. And so I'm going to be selling these here soon as well. Stay tuned. Look for more information coming on my page for my TikTok shop, not TikTok shop, my book shop. It'll be connected to, I don't know, I still think about having the TikTok shop, but I don't have that. So it'll be connected to my profile and my website. You can go onto my profile now. You can see my website, and my newsletters are on there. So much going on. I'm going to have live interviews coming up here soon. I'm very excited about it. Hi, Bubba. How are you? It's good to see you. It's very good to see you. So, do you see my book? Do you see my book? Hi, Jeff. How are you? I'm so excited. So there it is. Are you going to buy it? You got to tell me you're going to buy it. So I'm going to read for you guys from it for just a little bit. One chapter. The book's not really in chapters. The book is in sections. I'm going to tell you why. Because I didn't intend to write this book for selling. I started journaling. I started writing my dreams, and I started meditating on them as I was going through therapy. It's part of my therapy process. And as I did it, it started connecting so beautifully and healing. Like, the healing is amazing, of things that you don't realize are interconnected. A thought process we may have today that means something that stifles our relationships with somebody can truly be connected all the way down to our childhood or something in our past that we don't realize, and that we really need to go and heal those little parts of ourselves all the way back down in order to stop the pattern from continuing. And so Seeds of Tears is more about me going back in time to heal those past parts, but A River of Tears is my Dark Night of the Soul journey. And I'm going to read to you one of the hi, Indigenous, how are you? I'm going to read to you one of the dreams, and this is the dream titled The Guardian. Now, my guardian, I remember from when I was very young. There was a time when I was a little girl that I had said to, good evening, Tim. It's good to see you. I didn't see you pop in over there. Sorry. It's good to see you. When I was a little girl, I had said to my dad, I said, Dad, I want you to draw me a painting. He was an artist. He is an artist. My grandmother was an artist. My girls are an artist. Oh, before I get into that story, since I'm on art, let me just tell you why I am not an artist. Or not tell you. You don't need me to tell you. I will show you why I am not an artist. Is one of my journals that I write in. I write my poetry in here. And one day I attempted to write one of my meditative states in here, or draw. Let's see if I can find it now. I thought I tagged it, but oh, here it is. And we can have a guess. We can all have a guess of what this represents, because I attempted to draw one of my dreams here, and this is what we got. So this, just so you know, I dropped all of my cards. I write better than I draw, just so you know. At least I hope I do. It kind of looks like a lakeside of a mountain. Yeah. This is supposed to be like the darkness up in the sky from where I was coming from, and then pouring down, and to represent as above, so below. And it was the river of my soul pouring down as stars into the world. And so, yeah, that's what that is. I know it's such good art. My kids tell me, Mom, stop. You're going to scare people. So anyway, so I'm going to read to you guys one of my dreams now. So this is an excerpt from In Dreams the Soul Cries, A River of Tears, my own personal journey through darkness. Oh, and about my guardian. I didn't finish that story. I got caught up on another story. I'm so sorry. So I had told my dad when I was a little girl about my guardian, because I had dreamed my guardian, and I had told him, I said, can you paint me a picture? And he was like, well, it depends. What's the picture you want me to paint you? And I said, it's me, and I'm standing facing the woods, and there's like a huge monster or beast or something there, standing there looking at me, but I'm not afraid of it because I think he's my friend. And my dad was very religious, and he rebuked it in the name of everything, and told me that was evil, and that's we don't make friends of evilness. And from there, when I talk about how things of our childhood hinder us farther in our future, right? I pushed that so far down because that's what I thought I had to do, that it wasn't until I went through the dark night of my soul's journey that I reconnected, and that my guardian started coming back to me in my dreams. And it's been a beautiful awakening and connecting with my guardian. So I'm going to read to you now the guardian. And this is one of my dreams. He watched her as she curled up into the corner of the couch, not knowing how to go on, how to open her eyes, or even how to breathe. He was her guardian, ever watching and keeping her from harm. He stood in beautiful strength created by the endless battles he had fought. But this war inside her mind, he did not know how to protect her from. Seeing her reminded him of when she was just a baby, so innocent, and he, a young guardian, not yet knowing how to protect or guard. Fear gripped him as he pondered the mistakes he had made. It held him in its place, unable to move, not knowing what was right or wrong, or what step to take next. As he looked as she looked up at him with tears streaming down her face, he did the only thing in the moment he knew he could do. He scooped her up with his massive arms and wrapped her in his wings, breathing a fire that was mixed with pain, regret, and pure love. He built a barrier around her, around them, that was impenetrable, protecting her until she knew how to heal. And there, in the strength of his protection, she rested. So, if you would like to hear more of my journey, I can't believe I got through that part without crying. I normally cry when I get to that part. Um, I'm very glad I didn't, because it breaks my heart when I remember that dream, and seeing myself in that position and knowing that that's what I was living through at that time, where I just could not move. I was just, my soul, my growth, my healing, all of it was just completely stuck in the past, the wounds of the past. So I welcome you um, to buy that when it comes out, or pre-order it now. I'd appreciate it. One of the things that I talked about that I would be doing this week is I'd be starting a book of the month club, and then to have you guys read along with me if you wanted to, or I would just be doing a book review during my meetings of the book I'm currently reading. So the book that I'm doing this month is The Four Agreements. I've had this book for a while. I keep trying to read it, and I get wrapped up in my own writing and I don't read it. So I just want to tell you that as I was reading this book, I'm on the introduction and halfway through chapter 1. As I started reading it, I realized how much this book was like my book and how much they connected and were so similar. And it was just absolutely a beautiful thing. I was just completely amazed by some of the connections in it, and so far. And so I ran a review, and I said, you know, what connections are there between my book and this book? And the connections that were brought up in the review are spiritual and self-help themes, personal journey, and healing. The difference between my book and this book is my book reads more like a horror story, even though it is my own personal journey. And so that is a huge difference between this book and my book. And so I welcome you to read it. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it next week. When we meet again, we meet every Thursday at 5:30. So would like to do that one, meet again on that one. But one of the things when you write, I like to see how many of you guys have ever wanted to write. You know, if you've ever wanted to write and you're interested in writing, I'm just learning this process. And if you have questions on it, I'd love to answer them as much as I know how, as much as where I'm at on my journey. It's amazing. I am self-published. I'm considered an indie author because I'm self-publishing at this time. And maybe someday I will have a publishing, be published by a publishing. That's right. Thomas is actually working on his book right now, and I'm so excited. That's so amazing. And there's a lot out there that wants to wrap you in and say, oh, we'll make it easier for you for this much money. And it doesn't. So just so you know that. But I do recommend that there are writing clubs look for yours. I found mine on Facebook, and they have been a great help as well. They have a lot of different meetings and information, and people who have already been down that road. Um, it's amazing. Thank you for the hugs, Ron. Thank you. So, one of my favorite books that I slowly read, because this is my book to get me out of, this is my book to get me out of writer's block. And that is The Creative Act, The Creative Act, A Way of Being by Rick Rubin. This one here by Rick Rubin. And if I am ever in, hi Todd, if I'm ever in a position where I have writer's block, this book will get me out of it. So I'm going to read a little bit from it for you guys from here as well. And it's, oh, that's not it. This is one of the things we were going to talk about today is about awareness and sitting in awareness. And I'm getting there, I promise. I'm taking the long way around. I have not read Rich Man, Poor Man, but I have thought about it. I think it's in my collection. So, well, guess what, Ron? My book can be the first one you've read in a long time. So this right now, this book is called The Unseen, and it's talking about our words and the power they hold, or the magic they hold, and the creativity that our words hold. And when we can say something, how we say something, we can skim across the surface of an emotion when we say it, or we can dive deep into the waters of the emotion when we say it. We can steer emotions into a positive direction. We can steer emotions into anger just by how we say certain things. And it's so powerful to realize that, especially as a writer. It's powerful to realize that. So when you don't realize it as a writer, when you don't believe that there's consciousness and spirit in your words when you create, then you are missing half the beauty and half the joy of writing. And when you don't believe in it, you're missing half the beauty and joy in hearing a story as well. When you've going on an emotional journey with somebody else and you don't connect with them, the whole joy of me writing is knowing that my readers can connect with me. And in order to do that, I have to believe in consciousness, and I have to work towards that when I'm telling the stories that I've lived, to understand that I want to bring healing in my words. I don't want to bring anger or bitterness. My words are there for healing. And so that's just an important thing for us to remember. It's not unusual for science to catch up to art. I'm a big believer in science. Eventually. Nor is it unusual for art to catch up to the spiritual. And I just think it's so beautiful and so mind-blowing. Last week, I took the day off. I was not feeling good. I was not feeling it. I was in a slump. Needed some mental health. And there's this concept of spoons. I don't know if you've heard it, but that we wake up with so many spoons every day. And the spoons are going to represent energy, right? We have so much energy. And thank you, Truck Ren. Thank you. And that, say today when I woke up, I had 10 spoons, and I woke up with 10 spoons of energy. Except for that, I knew I had 20 spoons worth of energy of tasks I needed to accomplish today. The stress alone of feeling that tension cost me a spoon. Now I'm down 9 spoons. And as I start trying to do them and I start stressing of it and I start doing the tasks, I run out of spoons. So until you learn to regenerate spoons during your day, and doing that by self-love and self-healing, are we able to make it through a day, make it through our difficult days, and actually get tasks done. Also, one of the things is to realize that we don't have to accomplish everything we have set up for that day. What we need to do is we need to set our mind into the beautiful strength of every day, knowing that the tasks we get done are the tasks that were meant to get done that day. And so that's a beautiful gift. And so last Thursday, what I did is I went and gardened. And that's one of the ways I add spoons, right? I collect spoons while I garden. It just fills my cup. It gives me spoons. I absolutely love it. But one of the things that I hadn't done that I've been wanting to do is called chaos gardening. And chaos gardening is supposed to be a stress reliever, right? Whereas gardening, often, we're planting exactly right. We're making sure the right plants are next to the right things, and we're in straight lines, and we keep them very organized. And it's still a nice process, but it is, very organized and clean, and you got pretty rows and pretty mounds and pretty dips. Chaos gardening is where you take something, maybe extra seeds that you don't intend to plant. You think maybe that they are done, or you take bird seed or wild bird seed or even beans or something from right that you would eat out of your pantry that's done. Hi, Harley, it's good to see you. And you just toss them. You toss them, and you're not planning on getting anything from this garden other than the beauty that it's going to give you. But what you're cultivating in a chaos garden is a gift to nature. You're giving back to nature. You're giving this beautiful gift of yourself and your time, and it's giving back to you your spoons or your energy, right? And so I tilled the ground with my porch pick. What? Pitchfork. Don't mind my dyslexic moments. I have an editor to catch them when I write. I don't even know what I said now. That was crazy. Anyway, so I tilled the ground and I put new soil in it, and I tilled it again. Hi, Tex. It's good to see you. Tilled it again. And then I took my seed and I just flung it everywhere. And then took another bag of soil and I raked it out on top of it all smooth. And then it's a porch pick forever now, right? It's a porch pick. And then I watered it down really good. I didn't quite do the chaos like you're supposed to. I had it all nice and smooth, and it looked so pretty and clean. And I was like, it's going to be perfect. I even put a little cement, little brick circle in the center of it to put sweet potatoes that were in my pantry that had already started growing on their own because I hadn't gotten to them. So I put the sweet potatoes in there. I have a lot of rabbits and squirrels and stuff, so this garden is really a gift for them. One good thing about container gardening or chaos gardening is if you do it away from your garden, and then you put barriers up around your garden and different things to keep the wildlife away, you're still giving to the wildlife, and then you're drawing their attention away from your garden. So it has a lot of benefits to chaos gardening. Well, the next day I went out there, and there was these mounds under the soil, all under the soil, like tunnels looking, just all, and I had it all smooth. And I was like, well, there goes my nice smooth surface. And I guess since it's a gift to nature and to animals, then it makes sense, right? That I've got creatures in there living, probably rabbits or something, who knows? And so I just kept watering it, and I left it. I decided it was a chaos garden. I'm going to leave it as chaos as it wants to be. Well, the mounds kept growing and kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I learned something about chaos gardening, is that when you chaos garden and your seeds get all clustered together, they all grow up out of the earth together. So when I took my bags and kind of just strewned them around, that's the word, I'm sure, strewned them around, then they left like trails, right? Even though I kind of raked them out to smooth them out. And the mounds are actually the beautiful growth of the plants. And you don't normally see that when you planted, every 6 inches apart, one little seed, or 3 little seeds, every 6 inches apart. You don't see the seeds, the plants just bursting up from the ground. And that is what my garden is doing right now. It is amazing. It's just bursting open, and plants, just huge bushes of plants, are just coming out. And I thought, I'm so glad I did this. And it just reminded me so much of sitting in awareness, right? Because when we try to control everything and we try to have perfection and we don't just let things be, then we miss the beauty in that. And I would have missed this because it's been absolutely beautiful to just watch and think about it as, so often I say, like, karma gardening, right? What we plant is what grows. And I planted chaos, and chaos is growing, and it's beautiful. And it's just amazing. I'm going to post pictures of it soon. So stay looking out for those, because I'm just like blown away of how it's just bursting out. And so often when we take our time, I'm not saying taking our time is wrong, and I'm not saying there's not a time and place for it, but when we take our time and plant, we see little growth here and there and along the way where we planted. But when we allow chaos to take over and we just go head first in, and we all in, and we jump in, and we're like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to let this growth take place. Then it just can't contain itself, and it just is going to burst through us. The growth that we have within us will just burst through us. And it's absolutely beautiful. It just may look like chaos to other people. Other people might look at it and be like, what is wrong with your garden? Like, what's wrong with your life right now? It's just chaos. And if we can sit in awareness, we can sit in that chaos and be like, yeah, it is. Isn't it absolutely beautiful? It's absolutely beautiful chaos. Isn't it just gorgeous? And like, awareness is sitting in that moment and seeing the beauty of it and letting it be. And so today, that's my challenge to you guys this week, to you guys, is to sit in this beauty of just the chaos of life and let it be. Look for the beauty in it. Sit in awareness and say, okay, this feels like chaos right now. Something's getting to erupt from all of it. What is going on? And just sit back and like breathe and let it be. Let it just rupture through your life and just shine. It's going to be beautiful. I promise it'll be beautiful. You got to look for it. You have to look for it. You have to understand that it's there. I think sometimes we might not have to look for it. Sometimes we just have to let go of what we thought it should be, and then it'll show itself to us. And that's just a beautiful gift of chaos gardening. Oh, that would be amazing. I like that. Nurse Thomas. That's very neat. So another thing I wanted to tell you is not all my reading is a spiritual reading. I get stuck in it. I really do, because I really enjoy the spiritual reading. I enjoy learning about different spiritual aspects of spirituality. Today I was watching a podcast about our words and how so many people don't realize the power that their words hold. And so in listening to this podcast, it was like, whether you want to call it a spell, or whether you want to call it a prayer, or whether you want to call it incantation, or whether you want to call it a TED Talk, right? Our words hold power. And it's so important that we remember that as we go about our day and everything that we do. You know what, Todd, that's neat that you used to work in a nursery. I was not able to keep a plant alive my entire life. And I was told, oh, you just don't have a green thumb. That's all there is to it, And I realized that it had so much to do with my spiritual energy, because now when I garden, things just grow and it just ruptures, and it's just amazing to me that things even grow. And I know that it's because my energy is different. I couldn't grow anything before. Everything just was like, nope, we're done with you, out we go. And so I am doing I don't watch a lot of TV because I get all like, I feel like I'm wasting my time. But there is a very women empowering movie I've been wanting to watch that I watched recently. And I say, watch it, but read the ratings first. Make sure that it's something that you want to watch, because the ratings are there for a reason. And that is Poor Things. And if you have a chance to read Poor Things, it was well done. Very well done. A lot of, I want to say the word would be satire in it. But it was so well done at pointing out a lot about curiosity, being the curiosity of life, and the constructs that society puts on us to tell us what is okay and isn't okay, right? Instead of just purely enjoying the beauty of life, right? Thomas, it was so good. So one of the other things that I'm doing for pleasure is I'm reading a book for fun. And if any of you are following me on YouTube, which I hope you do, or on Facebook or on Instagram or any of them, please follow me on all of them. I follow a podcast called SOR, which is Spaced Out Radio. If you don't follow Spaced Out Radio, I highly recommend that you do. Spaced Out Radio is a beautiful show. Dave, the guy who runs the show, and then Rob also, excuse me, they interview experiencers. So people who have experienced paranormal, spiritual encounters, the unexplainable, people who have experienced stepping into consciousness, all of it. And they interview them in just a safe space, because so often the social constructs tell us this is how things are, this is how things should be, because this is all science can explain, right? But science just hasn't caught up. We just read that, right? Science hasn't caught up to art yet, and the art still is catching up to the spiritual, and it's so beautiful. So one of the ladies I met through that show, which I met through Tim, which I'm very grateful of, is D.A. Song. And this is her book, Soul Catchers. And I just started it like 2 days ago. And I'm really enjoying it. So if you do pick up this book and you do decide to read it, tag me in it, message me in it, let me know what you think. So I'm very excited about that. She actually has a lot of books, and her covers all look very not Tom Hardy. I like Tom Hardy. He's pretty funny. Hardy Boys. I knew the Hardy was right. They seem very Hardy Boy themed, right? So I'm excited. Oh, well, thank you, Trek. Thank you. So this is my free time, what I'm doing. So if you have questions about it, or you want to ask me, where I'm going on it, I welcome those. So those are the couple things that I'm doing right now. This month is very busy. This week, I'm excited because I work full time, but I also go to school full time, and I have a week break, and it's Thursday. My week is almost over. My week break is almost over, but I've written like 5,000 words this week for my Seeds of Tears, my book, Seeds of Tears. And Dreams of Soul Cry, Seeds of Tears, you can read right now, the prelude. You can read it right now on Kindle Villa. And you can read, I want to say the first 3 chapters are free or something like that. But if you buy tokens, it's like $1 or $2. Then you can send me likes and subscribe to my author page there. Right now, you can still find me on Amazon, and you can subscribe to my author page there and see what's coming up and what's going on. You can find the link in my bio. So the link in my bio will take you to my link tree, and then all my newsletters are on there. My website is on there. All of it is on there. So very excited about that. So the things that are coming this week. So if I'm not on here enough, just send me lots of encouragement. If you're like, CJ, we haven't seen you very much, just know it's because I'm tired and I need some encouragement. Okay, so I am starting statistics of sociology on Monday. So I'm going to ask you all to use your powerful words and send me good juju, because I've taken this class twice. So math is not my math is my thing. I'm going to speak those words in power. Math is my thing, right? And so that starts for 8 weeks. So I'm going to be going into that for 8 weeks as I finish up my prelude, and I get ready to send that to print. And as my first book, River of Tears, in Dreams of Soul Cries, A River of Tears, launches on July 7th. And I'm going to start doing book tours for that. Hopefully, book parties and book tours. So I'm very, very excited. The world is my oyster, right? Everything is math. I know that, Todd. And I saw a video the other day on the spirituality of numbers and how important different numbers are, and the feminine energy of numbers and the masculine energy of numbers. And the more I got into it, I was like, okay, if I can think of statistics of sociology as spell work, maybe like I'm writing spells, right? And maybe I will understand it. So I'm going to try that mental process of thinking it as writing out a spell, right? And the different symbols for spells and the different Right. I think it will work. I think it will work. I'm going to cross my fingers, and I'm sure this is going to work, right? That I'm going to start seeing, so, yeah, statistics for sociology as spell work. But I am 2 classes away from my bachelor's, and then I launch into my master's program. So I'm very excited. And there's just so much to come. The world is so amazing. Just dive in, and don't let anything stop you. So often I hear people say that they just can't, or they just don't have the energy, or they just won't, or I don't know. I don't know what it is that stops us. Maybe what stops us at the moment is we're in a time of rest. And if we need to be in a time of rest, we'll stay in that time of rest and rest, knowing that it ends. Everything has a season. The moons have a season. The world has a season. It all has a season. Right now, we are headed into the new moon, which means darkness, right? We're heading into darkness. And yesterday was World Arborist Day. No, it was not. It was World... I want to say Hug a Tree Day. It was some sort of Hug a Tree Day. And so yesterday was a day about nature and beauty. But as we go into the new moon, it's a great time if you do garden to see it as a cleaning time. Your soul too, cleansing. We're cleansing, we're cleansing, we're cleansing. We're cultivating the ground. We're weeding. We're getting all of that ready so that as we go into the full moon, we've cleared the way for the growth that the new moon is going to bring as it pulls the water from the earth and pulls it up through the plants and up into the sky and pulls the beautiful energy up. And it's a beautiful cycle. And that cycle, we're mostly water. So I'm dehydrated most of the time. I'm we're supposed to be mostly water when we're drinking enough water. So I want to propose a question before we go. It looks like it's going to be a little bit of a short one today, but I do want to propose a question. And that's the lack of motivation never lasts, right? There are good things to do that help us come out of it. One is to actually rest and to give yourself permission to rest. Because often I struggle with when I'm feeling at that time where I need to rest. Yesterday, my air wasn't working. It was 104 degrees here. I was just fans everywhere, and it wasn't cooling me off. And I had so much I wanted to do, and I could not physically do it. And I was like, you know what? Today is a day of rest, and giving yourself permission to rest on a day of rest instead of letting the guilt of the tasks that you know are there needing to be done. You see it as putting on your oxygen mask or taking your vitamins or drinking your water so that you have the energy to do what you need to do at the time you need to do it. So giving yourself permission to rest when you rest so that you take the negative cycle and the power of your words again, change the power of your words. And then you just take that next step, whatever it is, whatever it may need to be, you take that next step. Maybe you need to make yourself some peach tea lemonade, or maybe you need to cook yourself a good steak or burger or something. I don't know. Right now I have chicken wings in the oven. And so I need to puck elf. Hi. I need to make sure I don't burn those because that'll be a bummer. So I do need water right now, but this is not water and it's not tea either. My question got off track again. My question to you guys is this. If you could do one thing today, tomorrow, next week, soon, if you could do one thing soon to start prepping or to start getting ready to have a homestead, what would it be? What would be the one thing you would do? Because you don't need the property, you don't need the space, you don't need all of that to start, right? You just have to start doing something like a container garden, right? Or gardening in flower pots. You can start somewhere. So if you were to start soon, where would you start? What would be the one thing you would do? If I could have chickens, I'd have them now, but I cannot have chickens where I live. We're not allowed. So, so that's my question to you guys. That's sweet. I'm going to put a post up about it. I want you guys to look for the post and answer on the video. And say, I heard this thing on TikTok and it said that in the first 50 views, you have to have 10 interactions for TikTok to move your videos to 100. And at 100, you have to have 20. And the interactions can be a comment, they can be a like, they can be a share, they can be a spread. That's not the word. Sunflowers. Oh, that's amazing. I love sunflowers. I really should. My daughter was telling me, Mom, you should throw some sunflowers in your chaos garden. I really should. Right. Yes, it is. It is hard with an injury. I deal with injuries as well, and it's so hard. I get in a bad mood when I'm hurting, and I take I take medicine, and then I'm less like grouchy about it because I have so many goals and so many things I'm working towards, and I have to remind myself to put some ice or ice baths. That's the other thing I was going to talk about. Do you ice bath? I'm telling you, is the best thing for pain. It really is. But it's not only the best thing for pain, it is the best thing for meditation. I have never had better meditation than when I've sat in ice baths. Ice baths are amazing. I absolutely love them. So if you ever have a chance to do an ice bath, I welcome you to try it. It is amazing. And I know everyone kind of freaks out about it. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little tougher, but I found it quite amazing. So as we go into this next week, remember that you can read my prelude. You can read the chapters. You can interact on there. You can let me know you've read them. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And if I could make you cry, I would be really happy. I know that's an awful thing to say, but if somebody cries a little tear when they read what I don't want to make you cry. I just want to know that it touched your soul from a place where it came from in mine. And so I welcome you. Yeah, showers. Yeah, if you don't have a bath, ice baths are hard. Then you just do showers. So I thank you all for coming tonight, and I welcome you to stop by my link and see what all is going on. Follow me, DM me, and there's so much more to come. Much love. Have a wonderful day.